Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. It's Joe. It's time for Pocket with Joe over here, SportsGrid TV. We have only 3 games on the slate today. Super excited for today's game. So I think plenty of opportunity to make some money. I hope everyone's Wednesday has started off nicely. Let's jump into the first game here. I already see you guys coming in. So thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate each and every one of you. Yeah, let's go 3 for 3 in all of these bets today. It would be definitely nice, what we need right before Christmas here. Let's look at the first game on deck. We have the Detroit Red Wings taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Now, this one kicks off at 7:30 Eastern. All odds are over at FanDuel. We have a plus 132 here for the Detroit Red Wings, minus 160 for the Winnipeg Jets. This line keeps moving, you guys. Total 6.5. Now, the 6.5 is minus 112 to the over, minus 108 to that under. I do think Winnipeg is the right side in this one, but trying to find value here. Minus 160, I just cannot lay on this team. Now, this team has been playing phenomenally well. They're 9-5 on that puck line at home, 9-5-2 straight up. They won the last matchup between these two back in October. It was a 4-1 win for the Winnipeg Jets, and they've won 7 of their last 10, including their last 2 games. So this team is rolling really strong at the moment. I do think they can beat the Detroit Red Wings. Now, you guys know I love what I've seen offensively out of the Detroit Red Wings. So for Winnipeg to be able to win this, I do think they step up offensively in this game. Now, this is a team that is averaging 3.3 goals per game and 30.7 shots on goal. So they're bringing everything they've got to the table. And I know Detroit will get those shots on Boussois here, who is confirmed in net for the Winnipeg Jets. Now, looking at Boussois, I think he's going to do a solid job. But with the Detroit Red Wings averaging 30.2 shots on goal, and the Winnipeg Jets still allowing just over 28.9 shots on goal per game, I think there's a recipe here to look at Boussois for his save shots to the over, even though I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. His number is just way too low. It's 25.5, and I know the Winnipeg Jets do a solid job at limiting their opponents, holding them to 28.9. I just think this number is too low at 25.5. I expect 27 save shots out of Boussois in this one. For the Red Wings to get a couple of these goals, I do think this game goes over that total, but I really could see this being another 4-3 kind of score. So I'm a little hesitant on taking the puck line here for the Winnipeg Jets. And there's no other way to really bet them here unless you take that puck line for the value. I just can't get behind minus 160. Looking at the Red Wings here, James Reimer is in goal tonight. He's got a 2.61 goals against average, of 0.907 save percentage. So he will let those pucks come in. You look at the Red Wings, and they're just on a downward slide going into this Christmas break. They've got 2 games left on deck before Christmas. They have the Flyers at home on Friday, the Devils back out on the road on Saturday. So not a favorable schedule here for them to finish before Christmas. This team has lost their last 3. They lost to the Ducks on Monday night. Just not a pretty game at all out of them. They also lost to the Flyers 1-0. It was a strong defensive game. And the one prior to that, it was to the Carolina Hurricanes 2-1. So they have lost 6 of their last 7 games. It's a bad recipe here, facing the Winnipeg Jets with Boussois in goal. You look at Boussois, and in his last 6 starts, he's allowed 3 goals or less in each of those 6 starts. So we also look at him rolling in for the month of December. He has a 1.53 goals against average for the month of December in those 2 games. He saved a 0.960 save percentage, saving 75 shots on him in those 2 games. So I do expect this one to be a game where the Red Wings get those shots, but Boussois is the difference maker here for the Jets to be able to get the win. Let's go, you guys. Let's make some money. Joe Porter, the Stars. Maybe. Winnipeg, puck line is tempting. Yeah, Winnipeg is tempting on that puck line for sure. Jimmy, shout out to you. If you're looking at them here on the puck line, they are strong at home, 9-5 on that puck line at home. But we do look at the Red Wings, 7-3. I'm just kind of hesitant. Maybe puck line first period, like the half a goal in the first period. For the Winnipeg Jets, I definitely could see them being able to do that. I do think this one goes over that total of 6.5, 4-3 or 4-5-5-2. I think we could see this one pushed all the way. I really see the Red Wings struggling to score, though. Okay. Second game on deck, you guys, with the New York Islanders coming in at plus 100, taking on the Washington Capitals at minus 120 at home. Now, this total 5.5 plus 112 to the under plus or minus 138 to the over 5.5. If you think the Washington Capitals can win this big, you're looking at minus 1.5 at plus 205 and plus 1.5 for the Islanders at minus 255. You guys know I'd never recommend that. I think this Islanders team, what I've seen out of them, I'm not loving their ability to be able to cover this puck line or win this game. They're sitting 9-3 though on the puck line, and this team is off that win versus the Edmonton Oilers last night. So this is the second night of a back-to-back. I don't know how much I trust the Islanders on the road. Second night of a back-to-back. They beat the Edmonton Oilers 3-1, and they were so strong defensively out there. But this is a team I really don't trust that much on the road, you guys. Varlamov expected in net as well, so they don't have their number one goaltender. He's got a 2.73 goals against average, a 0.919 save percentage. Now, my problem with this team is what their defense is doing. And while they were strong last night, that was a hard game versus the Oilers. Their defense is allowing an average of 35.6 shots on goal per game. They have one of the worst kills in the whole league at 72%. And actually, it is the worst kill in the league. But we look at the power play here for the Washington Capitals, it's the worst in the league at 9.8%. So it's basically non-existent. We do have a strong kill for the Caps, that coming in at 81.6 or 81.5%. The power play strong for the Islanders as well. This is going to come down to if the Washington Capitals can stay out of the box and not give the Islanders the ability to convert on that power play. Because if they give them the ability here, even though they've got a strong kill, this Islanders team with what they're able to do right now on the power play is really strong. Now, the Islanders won the last meeting. We saw Washington win the last meeting 4-1 back in November, but the meeting before that this season, we did see the Islanders get that win 3-0, getting that shutout win. So we did see the bounce back out of the Jets in the last game. So in this case, it's the Caps here for me. I do think they're able to get the win. I do think this one stays under that total of 5.5 as well. I think both of these teams really locked down defensively. We saw what the Islanders were able to do in the last game out versus the Oilers. And I think it's a low-scoring battle here. Now, if I'm going to look at anyone for the Washington Capitals to be able to find the back of Varlamov's net, it is going to be Ovechkin. You can look at Ovechkin for the anytime goal. He's coming in at plus 135. His shots on goal tonight, 5+ shots on goal at plus 158. With the ability of this team to be able to get those shots against an Islanders team that's defense really doesn't put up a lot of resistance, I do think Ovechkin for 5+ shots on goal tonight is a nice way to go. It's just you got to take these shots on goal props all the way up to 5 before you're finding any value anymore. This year is a hard one to bet those. If you're looking at the other side of the puck for the Islanders, you can look at Noah Dobson here. He's being an absolute assist machine for the Islanders. You can also look at Matthew Barzal. He's been fantastic getting those points on the board as well. Okay, last game. We're already at the last game. Washington seems to be playing well. Yeah, they're playing well right now. I like where they're going. You're getting 6, and if you get a 6, take the under 6. I like it for sure. Kraken Kings go over the 5.5. It's going to be a tough one, I tell you. Maybe. I think we're on all favorites tonight, you guys. I hate being on favorites. You know that. I just got a feeling looking at these matchups. We got the last one here. Let's get to that one first. The Seattle Kraken rolling in at plus 146 on the road. The LA Kings at minus 176. Total 5.5, minus 140 to the over, plus 114 to the under. If you think the Kings can get a big win on that puck line, line 1.5 at plus 138, plus 1.5 here for the Seattle Kraken, minus 166. Cam Talbot has been absolutely phenomenal for the LA Kings, and he is where I have so much faith in. His goals against average this season is 2.02. He's been phenomenally strong. He's been standing on his head in all of these games. Now his save percentage is 0.926. I do have a really good feeling about Cam Talbot in this matchup tonight versus the Seattle Kraken. Now, these two teams just played on the 16th. That's 4 days ago. We saw the LA Kings be able to get the win in a shootout. So it was a low-scoring game, 3-2 win over the Seattle Kraken. This was a game where the Kraken really showed up. But the Kraken were at home in that one. We look at the Kraken's record on the road. They're sitting 6-4-3 on the road this season. I don't trust them here going into LA to face the LA Kings. Now, yes, the Kings are on a back-to-back. They played the San Jose Sharks last night, and yes, they had to travel home. But that's not a huge travel trip. I also think the lack of resistance they had from the Kings last night will not equal tired legs. Now, will it allow Seattle to score a little bit more? I'm still not even buying into that because we look at the Seattle Kraken. They're only averaging 2.7 goals per game, 30.1 shots on goal. Now, their power play is coming in at 20.6%. But we look here at the defense of the LA Kings, and this is where my faith comes. Outside of Cam Talbot, this team is so solid defensively. They're only allowing 2.36 goals per game on average, which is first best overall in the league. They're allowing 26.3 shots on goal, which is second best, second to the Carolina Hurricanes, and their kill is third best in the league at 86.4%. The Seattle Kraken, I just don't trust. Their kills at 78.7. If this one goes over, it's because the LA Kings go over that total. So if I was going to take a total in this one, I lean to the under, but if you wanted to take one of these teams to the under, it would be Seattle's team I'd take to the under, or the Kings team to the over. But I could see the Kings locking this one down and winning this one 2-0 or 3-1. So I do think the Kings are the right play in this one. Looking at them on that puck line at plus 140 is a value. I'm going to look at it a couple other ways. I'm going to look at that first period. And this is where when we see a total of 5.5 or 6, I love looking at that first period because I do think we get the best out of defenses. Now, in some cases, I expect these goalies to be hit early. This isn't a game I expect the goalies to be hit early. We don't have two offenses that really bring the heat except for the Kings. So I could see the Kings bringing the heat right away. They're averaging 33.6 shots on goal per game, fourth best overall. They've got a 21.6 conversion rate on their power play. So I could see them my mother and my daughter are both texting me at the same time. That is what you're hearing. So I could see the Kings maybe getting 1 goal, but I can't see 2 goals coming in that first period. I can take the first period under 1.5. That's coming in at minus 110. I think it comes late. So I'm going to take, if you guys want to take it with me, I'm going to take the no goals in the first 10 minutes. It's coming in at plus 110. It's going to be the longest 10 minutes because I do think the Kings start firing. But Seattle is only averaging 30.1 shots on goal per game. I do think with what we saw out of them in the last game, we will see defenses locked down right away. So my favorite bet of this game, first period under 1.5 at minus 110. No goals in the first 10 minutes at plus 110. And then I lean to the under. And I do think the Kings can win this. Why I don't love the puck line is because I do think it's hard to take a puck line when you like an under because you're laying. They got to win by 2 goals. But I do think the Kings on the puck line in that first period has its advantages. I don't love it because I could see Seattle also locking them out in that first period. If that happens, I'm going to look at the LA Kings live bet them in the second period on that puck line. So that is where I'm going, you guys. It's only the 3 games. So Decord and Talbot. Does Seattle cover? I don't know if Seattle covers. This is a hard one here because I think it's so low scoring. If Cam Talbot lets one easily past him, they will. Now, you look at the Seattle Kraken, they're so strong on the road, 10-5 on that puck line. And the Kings, they are on the second night of a back-to-back. They played the Sharks last night, you guys. I'm not too worried about this defense. This will all come down to Cam Talbot. So I think they could cover the puck line, but I don't like the value you're getting on it. The puck line is plus 1.5 at minus 166. There's just not enough value in that one. Do you think Winnipeg Jets and the Kings over 0.5 goals first period frame parlay plus 115? Okay, so you're taking both of the teams first period parlay, laying the half a goal. I like that. I do think the Winnipeg Jets can get off to that hot start. The Kings, as long as they come out to score first, which we have seen this team do quite a few times on the season. Let me just give you the numbers here about the over-unders for how these teams are looking. There's a great site, bestodds.com is where I find how these teams do in that first period. So looking at the Kings for the over-under in the first period, they're 14-14 on the season. Now, in that first period, they're averaging 1.2 goals in that first period. So taking them on the puck line against the Seattle Kraken, who are only averaging the 0.9 goals in the first period, is there is an advantage there. Let me just look at the Kings at home versus the Kings on the road. Or sorry, we're not talking about the Kings. We're talking about the Knights. I'm reading the wrong one. The Knights, we've got every single team listed here, you guys. So just bear with me while I find them. They're in no order whatsoever. Okay, so the Vegas Golden Knights actually in that first period are 5-11 in the first period. To the over and under, they're only averaging 0.8 goals in that first period at home. The Knights, when we look at them, okay, and the Kraken 0.7 away. So both of these teams lower scoring in that first period versus home and away. We are looking at the Knights, though, when they are overall, they are sitting, if I can find it, sorry, you guys, bear with me. They're averaging that 0.8 overall, 13-19 in that first period to the over-under. I do think we can see the Knights get that first goal, and I do think the Winnipeg Jets can get the first goal as well. Why can't we have that 9-8 Kraken game? Unders, yeah, I hear you. We're not getting those really high-scoring ones at all. Talbot in LA coming home. Have to pick the Kings. Yeah, when Talbot goes home, you definitely have to pick him. Pick the Kings. Ovi has been cold. Yeah, Kelly, Ovi has been cold, but I do think he is due to heat up. Tom Wilson, long shot, anytime goal. That is going to be great value. You're probably getting him at plus 650, Kelly, for him for that anytime goal. The Kraken, you guys, I appreciate you guys for being here each and every day. Why does it feel like Friday? I don't know. It completely feels like Friday. But we got the 3 games. I do think we could see between the Kings and the Kraken going to OT. We could see that. We are talking about the Kings. Oh my God, my brain is just fried looking at those numbers. We are talking about the Kings. I do think Cam Talbot will have a big day in this one. I want to actually look at his save shots on goal here for Cam Talbot. He is coming in. We're still not getting those goalie confirmations. When Cam Talbot comes in, you look at the Seattle Kraken, they are averaging 30.1. We see the LA Kings locking down so much, only allowing 26.3. If his number is high, if it's coming in at like 28, 27, take it to the under. I really do think Seattle's going to struggle to put those shots on him tonight. So I do think we have a lower scoring one. So definitely look for that in this one. And that's it, you guys. I see the 3-2 Kings, 4-2. Yeah, and that's my fear with that 5.5 is a 4-2 with the empty netter. So that's why I like that first period under a 1.5. That's for sure. Okay, you guys are awesome. Thank you for being here for sure. Kopitar, I like Kopitar for the point tonight, Kelly. I think that is a really solid one. Okay, you guys, let's make this money. Again, my favorite bets here is the Jets. I think can get the win, but I like their goalie, Boussois, over 25.5 save shots on goal. That number is just too low. I do think that one goes over 6.5 though, but I think Detroit puts up enough shots. If you're going to look at someone to put those points on the board for Detroit, it's Dylan Larkin, but I do think Detroit struggles to score on Boussois tonight. So I don't love it. The Islanders and the Washington Capitals. I'm going to take the Capitals here. I think they're the right side of this game. I think this one also stays under the total. So I've got 2 lower scoring games, one going over. I think Ovechkin, those shots come versus the Islanders defense. Noah Dobbs here for the Islanders, like I said, being an assist machine. And then it's the Kings and a way to bet it. But my favorite bet of that one is that first period under 1.5 at -110. No goal in the first 10 minutes at +110. I lean to the under. I lean to the Kings. I think the first period's scoreless though. So I'm kind of reluctant to take the Kings on that puck line in the first period. I would think they should be able to score first, but we'll see how they come out. You guys, all the best in all of your bets. So I appreciate that. Thanks for watching, Peter. I appreciate each and every one of you. Can we talk more sports now? What sports are we going to talk, you guys? You want to talk about? There's basketball tonight. There's lots going on in basketball. We got the Golden State Warriors as a home dog yesterday. Looking at the other basketball games today, man, I can't believe we're already the 20th. Let me just pull up current lines in basketball. The only game that I really circled tonight was the Houston Rockets. I think they really locked down Atlanta. I think that total's too high at 233.5. It's actually dropped a little bit. So I'm looking for the Rockets defense to really step up. They've been phenomenal at home against the spread and straight up. And I think Atlanta, we've seen them, try to win these games and not be able to win consecutive games and cover consecutive games against the spread after a win. So we have seen those struggles out of Atlanta. I look at Houston. I look at Atlanta's team total in that one. I'm grabbing Boston, the Celtics, plus the points as well versus the Kings. So that is what I'm liking on the court. Probably go with the Clippers laying the 2 as well versus the Dallas Mavericks. But that's it. You guys, we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's slate is absolutely loaded. I love you guys dropping these plays in here. Let's make some freaking money tonight, you guys. I wish you all the best. Baylor and Duke. Oh, that's going to be a hard one. I don't know. I want both of those teams to win. Can everyone win? Can we just hand out trophies to everyone and we all just cash against the sports books? That's what I want to see tonight between Baylor and Duke. I think Duke gets it done. I just would love to see Baylor be able to get it. Okay, you guys, all the best in all of your bets. I will see you tomorrow back at the same time. Actually, let's start at 3 tomorrow, so 5 Eastern, because it's such a loaded slate. You guys, let's make some freaking money. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.